Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Signal here, and welcome back to our video. We're going to get some fights from my secondary account, and we're going to open up with the League of Arkham Zatanna team, yet again trying its best to do as much damage as it needs to. On the main account we have failed, because we didn't do 2 billion damage with this. Over here we don't need to do 2 billion damage, but we have less passive stats to work with. By the way, I have for passive stats on this account a level 6 LexCorp War Suit and a level 5 Kryptonite Spear, so that's pretty much what we're working with. We got Boss Catwoman here, and she doesn't do much, but Catwoman characters are kind of annoying to fight, so I was hoping to use a team that wouldn't give her much room to do anything, and the League of Arc is fine because they can just unlock her. Special 2 from Harley, doing a few hits. We're on the Dark Metal Cards area, already seeing enormous amounts of damage. Gonna tank that with Zatanna. I think Harley could have tanked that too, but look, Zatanna's got some defense in there. Let her tank it, and that way we make sure Harley doesn't die. EPI in there, doing a few hits. Harley getting hit a bit. Special 2. Another Special 2. Hitting her. Another Special 2. And one last Special 2 to end things off. There we go. Now moving on to the next fight, we're going to fight Harley, and she's a bit annoying. Like, she's got the hazards on the ground. It's kind of the more tame hazards in the game because they don't do that much damage, and you don't have power steal hazards. And in my opinion, the power drain hazards are the most annoying hazards, more annoying than the dot damage hazard. Actually, never mind, they do a lot of damage and they messed up here. But they sometimes change to killing yourself hazards. So here we have Team Plant supplemented with North Snow Globe, and this might look like a very rough fight to use clones in there, because they're for sure gonna die before they do every single special that they need to do. Well, there's a little bit of a secret to Harley that I'm going to show you as soon as we get into using the clones, because there's something that you can do to the point where you basically lock her into an infinite combo, even though it seems like she's able to do anything she wants, but trust me, she won't. Zam in there tanked the super move because I didn't have enough power to feel comfortable tagging the clone, because even though, trust me, we're gonna have a good time with the clones, I still want to tag them at an optimal time. Get a clone in there, and this is not really the most optimal time, to be fair. There's Special in there. Swipe down, back off 2 times, swipe right. That's all you need to do. Swipe down, back off 2 times while blocking. You need to hold block every single time in Just Immobile. When you back, you need to hold the block, because it simply makes the back animation faster. Because kind of the animation is the same, but you're able to do something else after it for faster, because when you back off normally, you back off the same speed, but it staggers you at the end of the animation. By doing block, you basically take the stagger out of the equation. And that's what we're gonna do, and that's what you can do endlessly. You back off 2 times and you swipe right. And Harley's not gonna feel like she's in range to use any of her specials. First clone did its job. Now we're going to get the second clone in there after we build some power with Dr. Fate. Being in there, getting hit a bit, backing off, just being annoying. Put down a cupcake. Can we step on that? There we go, he took some damage. Another cupcake. Nah, I don't want to step on that, just hit me. There we go, even getting hit a bit, but this clone is already 1 HP, but we're fine. I guess we just back off. Third special. Swipe right, tap 1, 2, 3, swipe down. Back off 2 times while blocking. Swipe right, tap 1, 2, 3, swipe down. Back off 2 times again. Special in there. We had enough energy. Just keep backing off. He's literally not gonna do anything. She might swipe towards you. This doesn't work against every single character. It works for less characters than... It doesn't work for more characters than it does work for, because there needs to be some very specific things happening in that fight, and mainly is related to their special attacks and the way their jump attack works. But for Harley, you can do this endlessly. For this Harley at the very least, because different Harleys have different specials. Like, for example, League of Archie, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn will just use the third special and nuke you out from the other side of the field. Now, Batwoman the Drowned is not gonna have a great time here, but it's okay, we're gonna give her a great time. Look, if you're doing well in your account and you have an Arkham Knight Batman, you can definitely use Arkham Knight Batman instead of Pratt or Batman with this team, and it works exactly the same. The only difference is you're gonna deal more damage because you also have the Arkham Knight Batman passive, but I don't have that on the secondary account. But I still need an easy fight here, and I messed up quite a few times so far. Yeah, super move in there. You're gonna see what I'm doing here in a second, and you're gonna see the purpose of Pratt or Batman in there. I messed up so much at the start of this fight, though. Pratt or Batman in there. Special 2. And yeah, we're basically playing League of Anarchy with Pratt or Batman, but instead of Harley, we have Batman on the ground. And instead of EPI, we have Johnson Green Lantern. It's literally the same thing. Like, if you think about it, because Batman on the ground deals some dot damage. It's not normal dot, it's hazard dot, but who cares? And Johnson Green Lantern is there to buff the damage that she does. So that's what we're doing. And this is not the most optimal way to do this in terms of damage. This is not gonna give you more damage than just playing it normally and just combo interrupting the enemy to build your crisis energy. But it's gonna be 1000% safe until you mess it up too badly, which is at that point really your fault. Because the enemy can't touch us. Rather Batman in there, doing a few hits, special 2, Batman drawn in there, doing a few hits. Re-engage the combo before the stun is over. Pratt or Batman in. There we go, infinite stun combo, and all we have to give up is some passive stacking. And to be fair, you're not gonna enter final form a lot of times, because you're gonna basically need 2 tag-ins to get to final form. But on the other hand, you're never gonna die using this, so you're gonna deal less damage than you usually do. Like that's a guaranteed, but you're just not gonna die. So if you ever need to not die, just use this. So I recommend you try surviving in fights where it is possible. Like you're not gonna fight the boss Firestorm or boss Swamp Thing with the Batman drone team and do this. I mean, you can, but you might as well try to play normally if you can survive. But if you can't, then this team will definitely have your back. Moving on to the next one, I was curious to see how much damage we can get out of Multiverse Black Lightning if we use Raven with him, and now that we have slightly higher passive stats from the artifacts than we had in This Is Magic Soul Rates. If we spam his special 2 and we chain Cage Cheetah, we might get a reasonable amount of damage. Okay, so there we go. We're able to get to this point quite fast, and the damage does not seem too bad, because we're seeing 500k dot values, and there's quite numerous of them. They're flying around a lot. We did super move as well. Special one there from Raven, spamming again. This Raven is 4 stars at the moment, so a higher star rating Raven would give us a bit more damage, and more importantly, to an extent, will allow us to sit more in the fight without having to tag out again. But we're gonna be able to be there a fair bit. Again, just keep spamming the lightning cage. And the damage at first glance, this doesn't seem too bad, but it's not great. This team does not scale well. It doesn't scale well with more attack, it doesn't scale that well with Raven. It's just bad. Like, trust me, considering the resources I gave those dudes, bro, they're not dealing damage. And the Puppet of Zatanna is yet again something that does not scale well. It gives you a very, very good boost at minimal resources available, but the more you bump into it, you're going to get diminishing returns. 150 mil. With that team. Now let's watch the Just League team, because I haven't used the Just League team in a while in the Soul Raid where they actually have a decent amount of passive stats. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm already seeing 172k per single value on a swipe attack, and now also this super move. Let's see to what that turns out to. Just keep hitting her. 181 or 191. You know what's the difference between 181 and 191? Lethal attack chance. I have lethal attack chance on my flash. I currently don't have lethal attack damage on artifacts, which is kind of the only reason why you should have lethal attack chance. But the lethal attack chance is giving me 10k additional on each basic attack hit, and I think that's more than I would have gotten out of 3 attack rolls. And yeah, we're just gonna keep hitting her and double swipe at the end because that's slightly more damage. And this went for the most part well. I did mess up a bit at the end, but the damage was very good. And I'm surprised with just a team, and I'm glad they are back to their usual performance. I'm gonna end up using them more often. Maybe for the next fights, we are going to stop fooling around a bit and kind of see how much damage I can do both accounts and how much my teams are going to do. Kind of benchmark it a bit. But yeah, all that being said, thanks so much for watching. Like if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!